Okay, so here's how I handle getting these arrows ready. These are 5/16, so I'm going to run them through the 5/16 tool and get these ready just like that to receive a point. I don't use a torch. You can if you want. And I'm doing 4 of these. I like to use a candle. I've done another video, a longer video with Rose City Archery arrows. They are my favorite arrows by far. I absolutely love how straight they are, how rugged they are, and how well they fly. They fly very straight. If you haven't checked out Rose City Archery arrows, go to rosecityarchery.com. Tell them Traditional American Hunter sent you. All right. Got 2 ready to go. 2 more for my practice arrows. And then later I'll keep a practice arrow or 2 for small game or rabbits, squirrels. Then I'll put broadheads on these for the big boys, the whitetail, bear, and hog that I might possibly run across in the woods of Georgia. So I did a longer video, as I mentioned, with some Rose City Archery arrows a few years ago. This is a shorter video. So step 1, you run the arrows through the tapering tool. Make sure you're using the 5/16 side if it says 5/16 on the box, or 11/32 if it says 11/32 on the box. So then I light a candle. Again, I don't use, like I said, a torch. I don't find it super necessary to use a torch. You will, however, find it necessary to use some pliers. Okay, so you got vice grips, pliers, anything like that'll do. What you want to do is heat the point first on the flame. Make sure you got a good grip. So we're going to heat that point up and get it ready to go on our brand new Nightfall custom made Rose City Archery arrows. So do that for a few minutes. Get that kind of ready to go. Set that aside. It's warm. Then you're going to get your glue on the flame. And keep your arrow close because you're getting ready to transfer some heated glue onto your arrow. You know, it takes practice to know when the glue's ready. I'd say that's good. Just a nice little blob on there. Being very careful to do this over a piece of wood so I don't upset the lady by burning a hole through her tablecloth. I was looking for that word. All right, so I'm simultaneously keeping the glue hot and the point hot. This is just how I do it, guys. You can do it any way you want, as long as you get that point seated. And before you let it get too cool, you're going to spin the arrow. Make sure it doesn't wobble too much. I got a hair of a wobble in there. So, gonna reheat it just a little bit. Careful not to catch that paint on fire. Okay. And I don't necessarily use pliers for that. That's pretty good. And then if you want to get your excess glue off, you can heat the glue again and just kind of wipe it off. Or honestly, I just take a razor blade and shave it down a little bit. So anyway, this one's ready to go. Number 2. Get this glue ready. Okay. Get some glue on there. It's really easy to go overboard and use too much glue. So you just kind of want the majority of it covered. Like I said, you can put a blob on there if you want, but that's just more you got to deal with when you're trying to deal with the excess. Okay. Got that on. Give it a spin. First time, that's good to go. All right, the next one, number 3. And you don't have to heat the points up. It is a little bit helpful if you do want to heat the points up first. Okay, got glue all around. Point number 3. Get the inside nice and hot. Turn that tip up and get up inside there. Once the point kind of has a coloring on it, it's probably hot enough. Get that glue melted again. Okay. Push down. Straighten it a little. All right. Let's do this next one. The last one, and then we're going to go to the range. Okay. I've failed at that attempt to grab it with the pliers multiple times. So you want to make sure to have the 11/32 or the 5/16 tip. This is a 5/16 arrow, so we're using a 5/16 tip. Okay. It's got a little bit of a wobble. I'm not worried too much, but for the most part, you want to straight spin an arrow. So now that this is hard, what I do is take me a razor blade, heat it up just a hair, and I don't want to shave the arrow. I want to shave that excess glue right off so that when I'm at the range, I get a nice clean arrow. And you can melt that excess glue back into your little glue bar. If you're like me, you really want to save as much money as possible. And that's another reason to buy Rose City Archery arrows. They're very economical. They have a lot of options. Custom arrows are not as expensive as you think. And Rose City Archery, they do some clearance sometimes on their arrows. So you can get a good arrow for your bow, whether you want half a dozen or a dozen, or a 3-pack. They do 3-packs. So what I would say is shooting Rose City Archery arrows are the best arrow for your buck if you want to shoot traditional wooden arrows. They are made by hand with American wood in Oregon. So see all that excess I got? I can melt that back in. So I'm just cutting around the point, not the arrow, with a little bit of heat on my razor blade on the bottom edge so the top edge doesn't burn my hand. And I'm getting that excess glue off. I have to do this because these shafts are lacquered. They're fully lacquered and they're covered with a clear coat after that. And if you just put them over the flame and try to get that excess off, you're going to burn the lacquer. So this is the most effective way I've found to get that excess glue off. All right, so I got 4 arrows ready to go. Bear Super Magnum, 40 pounds for my 35 to 40 pound spined arrows. So I'm gonna get this set up, get these arrows in the quiver, probably condition the string, and then go to the range. Pro tip, if you use a pumpkin spice scented candle, your girlfriend or your wife will love you. All right, they look good on there. I'm ready to go. Thank you, Rose City Archery. I got some Hunter hand soap in the bottom of the arrow box. So thanks from Traditional American Hunter. And I will be scrubbing down with this before I go into the woods. Thank you.
I'm sure that they're all about the same. 60 minutes. Well, this is 60 minutes.
Is this more like square footage because of that?
If you're gonna buy some Rose City Archery arrows, I recommend the Nightfall. They are amazing. and they feel so nice on the hands. Anyway, rosecityarchery.com. Get you some Nightfall arrows. You will not be disappointed.